ladies and gentlemen. I'm Joseph Novichkov, Senior Trading Manager with GDM. Firstly, today's outlook, we're going to start with the Chinese shares in the mainland. Of course, they were mixed. However, the Shanghai Composite closed up about 0.5%, as we can see, or 16.69 points at 32.32. And of course, the Shenzhen finished down 7.35 points, or about 0.35 to the percent at 20.69. Japan's Nikkei 225, however, finished up about 230.90 points, or about 1.23% at 18.996. That's 4 consecutive gain for the Nikkei. That was on the firmer dollar, which was trading at 114.48 versus the yen, and this is about 0.4% to the upside. The ECB meeting is out of the way right now, and that puts the Federal Reserve on track. Markets in Europe were mixed on Friday after the European Central Bank announced an extension of at least 9 months of its massive bond buying program. As we can see, the stock 600 index is 0.18% to the north, or about 0.63 to the point. And we can see the FTSE 100 is up about 0.16% at 11.35 points, or 1.85 points for the DAX 30, or barely changed at 0.02% up. The dollar held larger gains versus the euro on Friday, given a lift after the common currency slumped overnight following the European Central Bank's decision to extend its debt buying program, even as it cut the amount of purchases to 60 billion from 80 on the previous. The euro started a little changed this morning at 1.0611, barely changed from the opening, following its brief surge to overnight near 1 month high of 1.0875. It fell 1.3% on Thursday, the biggest intraday loss since the late June. Sterling was also a little changed at 1.2585 versus the dollar, and this is on the currency market. Commodities, however, gold is continuing its downward direction as the US Federal Reserve is expected to hike rates next week, and it was down 0.3%, or about $3.65 at 1168.75 an ounce early in Europe, and this is on track for a 5th consecutive weekly decline. The Fed is, as we mentioned, expected to hike rates at its policy meeting next Tuesday and Wednesday, of course, a move seen as negative for gold. Oil prices, however, they extended the gains up about 1.58% at the moment, buoyed by growing optimism that non-OPEC producers might agree to cut output following the cartel agreement. West Texas Intermediate crude futures is up about 58 cents at $51.42 a barrel, after closing up $1.07 on Thursday. However, prices are still set for a weekly decline of around 1%. And oil producers will meet in Vienna on Saturday to see if non-OPEC countries will cut production to reduce a global supply glut that has been pressuring prices for more than 2 years. That's from the more important news of today. I will see you again next week. Bye-bye.